Ground collapse at newly opened Henan Mall. Customers fell into a large pit. Beijing-Tianjin epidemic alarms. Hospital overwhelmed with 3,000 patients on waitlist. Parents expose cover-up. Alibaba refutes 25,000 employee layoffs. Denial sparks skepticism. Population decline sparks battle for people in China. Qingdao allows household registration through renting. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Ground collapse at newly opened Henan Mall. Customers fell into a large pit. On November 19th, a video circulated on the internet revealing the sudden collapse of a recently opened supermarket within a department store on Xianhua Street, Jiyuan City, Henan Province. The incident resulted in a hole exceeding 1 meter in depth, with tiles, shattered shelves, and a substantial amount of merchandise falling into the cavity. 2 customers plunged into the pit and sustained injuries, but their identities were not disclosed. Presently, the site has been sealed off. Mainland reporters noted that the collapsed area appears to be situated above an underground channel, bordered by brick walls and covered by a prefabricated board. Jimu News reported that on the evening of the 19th, they inquired about the situation with a supermarket manager and learned that the store had temporarily closed. The sudden ground collapse and customers falling into a large pit at the newly opened shopping mall have led netizens to question and mock, suggesting possibilities like an air raid shelter or questioning if there was no foundation laid. Ms. Fong, who is familiar with the situation, suggested that the building might be too old, and the recently opened supermarket attracted a large crowd. Again, Tofu-dreg constructions. Recent revelations from various official mainland media accounts and netizens on Weibo have brought to light more instances of Tofu-dreg construction projects. On November 14th, the Observer Network reported that homeowners, while drying quilts on the roof, directly pulled out cement piers and discovered the absence of reinforced steel inside. This finding prompted homeowners to question whether it was a tofu-dreg construction project. A mainland blogger, Xiaoyao Lujia, pointed out an instance in a country garden property development in Tangyin County, Henan, where the concrete floor slab between upper and lower levels could be dug through with a small shovel. It was noted that even sneezing could disturb the upper and lower floors. These examples represent just a few cases of tofu-dreg construction projects under the rule of the Chinese Communist Party. Such exposés in China are numerous. However, compared to the relatively minor casualties in the recent supermarket ground collapse incident in Henan and the aforementioned tofu-dreg construction projects that have not caused casualties, 2 consecutive stadium collapse incidents in Heilongjiang this year have brought unbearable pain to many families. Beijing-Tianjin epidemic alarms. Hospital overwhelmed with 3,000 patients on waitlist. Parents expose cover-up. As winter sets in across northern China, there is a significant surge in infectious diseases. Online rumors are spreading about overflowing hospitals in Beijing and Tianjin, with Tianjin Beijing Children's Hospital reportedly handling thousands emergency room visits daily. One video, claimed to be filmed at Tianjin Beijing Hospital, shows a packed hospital lobby with children and parents seeking medical attention. The videographer alleges that the emergency room had reached number 3,000 while they were only calling number 2,000. Yet another video reveals a lengthy queue of patients at Beijing Children's Hospital awaiting blood draws. The hospital has called number 1541, while the person filming holds number 1887, indicating that over 300 people are still waiting. The suggestion is made for those seeking treatment to bring a folding chair due to a shortage of seating, especially if intravenous fluids are needed. Local netizens disclosed that Tianjin Children's Hospital is receiving over 13,000 patients daily, a substantial increase compared to several months ago, described as alarming. Affected children are reportedly facing recurrent infections and fevers. Another video displays the lobby of Beijing Children's Hospital, affiliated with Capital Medical University, also filled with children and parents. There are rumors that many classes in Dalian have a third to even half of the students infected, resulting in temporary school closures. This suggests that the infection outbreak in northern China is not confined to a single location. Online images also reveal that in certain schools, less than half of the students are present in the classrooms, with a significant number of students being absent. In the midst of this heightened tension, some parents voiced their anger and accused the government of concealing the epidemic situation. One such parent is Mr. Wei, a resident of Beijing. He expressed deep concerns about his child's health. He said, "There are many cases, and a lot of people have been hospitalized. They don't even cough, they show no symptoms. It's just a high temperature, fever. Many also develop lung nodules or something. Some cases are severe, not a single student is left in a class, including the teachers. It's very serious. We are going through a lot. Children's health is not good. Now, learning is not the most important thing, health is the most important." Mr. Wei expresses frustration with the authorities' restrictions on reporting the situation. Schools are prohibiting reports. If there are symptoms like fever, cold, or cough, and the child is hospitalized, you can take individual leave with the teacher, but discussing these matters in the class group is not allowed. It's treated as a state secret, and everything is considered confidential. At the beginning of this year, the CCP abandoned the zero-COVID policy. Subsequently, various regions in China experienced outbreaks of so-called influenza, bronchopneumonia, mycoplasma infection, and the like, with symptoms very similar to those of CCP virus infection. The public has consistently questioned whether the authorities, after claiming victory over the epidemic, have repeatedly covered up the true extent of the situation. Alibaba refutes 25,000 employee layoffs, denial sparks skepticism. Following the Jack Ma family trust company's plan to reduce its stake in Alibaba, news recently came out that Alibaba is about to lay off 25,000 employees. Chinese media said Alibaba immediately refuted the rumors. However, netizens did not believe the refutation. On the evening of November 19, China Business News reported that Alibaba issued a clarifying post, saying that Alibaba is about to lay off 25,000 employees was a rumor. It said, "This was a rumor in May, and it was refuted at the time. Rumors about layoffs are coming one after another, but if they are false, they are false." The report also stated that Alibaba had reported the rumor to the police. Screenshots posted online showed that the rumor was refuted by Yan Xiao, the head of public relations of Alibaba Group, in a circle of friends. However, netizens did not believe this refutation of the rumors. One netizen said, "You can tell how many people are laid off just by looking at the financial report. Why are you trying to refute the rumors?" Another even said, "The actual layoffs are 35,000. Alibaba's financial report released last week showed that in the first 3 quarters, Alibaba's employees decreased by a total of 14,785. Alibaba has reduced its headcount by 7,232 people in 2021 and 19,576 people in 2022. Before the news of the layoffs was exposed, it was reported on November 16 that according to the F-144 documents disclosed on the official website of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, the Jack Ma Family Trust JC Properties Limited, a British Virgin Islands company, and JSP Investment Limited, a British Virgin Islands company, plans to reduce its holdings of 5 million shares of the founders of Alibaba on November 21. After the news about reducing shares, Alibaba's US and Hong Kong stock prices plummeted. On November 16, Alibaba's American Depository Receipts (ADRs) fell 9% and closed at $79.11 on the morning of November 17, Beijing time, down 9.14%. It closed at its lowest level since May. Population decline sparks battle for people in China. Qingdao allows household registration through renting. 3 years since the outbreak of COVID-19, China's population has declined significantly. Many major cities have introduced preferential policies in an attempt to attract foreign residents. Qingdao, the largest city in Shandong province, recently announced that foreign renters can also settle in Qingdao. The announcement has attracted attention. Localities enact renting and settling in policies to attract migrant populations. On November 7, the official website of the Qingdao municipal government issued a notice to further deepen the reform of the household registration system. Foreigners who purchase commercial and residential properties, as well as rent properties, can settle in Qingdao. Qingdao is not the first city to rent and settle down. Previously, cities such as Jinan, Suzhou, Zibo, Zhengzhou, and Ningbo have launched this policy to attract more migrant populations. However, those who rent and settle down are generally collective households, and there are still some differences from individual households. According to data released by the National Bureau of Statistics of the Communist Party of China, the country's population was 1.41 billion at the end of 2022, a decrease of 850,000 people from the end of the previous year. The natural population growth rate is 0.60 per thousand. This is the first negative growth of the Chinese population since 1962. However, the officially released population data has been seriously questioned by the outside world. Especially during the 3-year pandemic, the number of people who died from the pandemic in China was a mystery, and officials suddenly stopped publishing the cremation data of all funeral homes. This unusual move caused an uproar from the outside world. In July 2022, hackers invaded the Shanghai public security system and sold the obtained data publicly online. Data showed that China had only about 1 billion people at that time. In January this year, Master Li Hongzhi, the founder of Falun Gong, revealed that Beijing has been covering up the pandemic and 400 million people died in China in 3 years. This is consistent with the population data exposed by the Shanghai public security system. Notably, the Chinese Communist Party officials did not deny it or make any response. For first-tier cities experience negative population growth. In 2021, 13 provinces and cities in China experienced negative population growth, including Tianjin, Hebei, Shaanxi, Inner Mongolia, Liaoning, Jilin, Heilongjiang, Shanghai, Jiangsu, Hubei, Hunan, Chongqing, and Sichuan. China's 4 major first-tier cities Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou and Shenzhen experienced negative population growth in 2022, sparking heated debate. Among them, Shenzhen experienced negative growth for the first time since its establishment. The city's permanent population in Shenzhen in 2022 was 17.6618 million, a decrease of 19,800 from 17.6816 million at the end of 2021. The number of permanent residents in Beijing and Shanghai decreased by 43,000 and 135,400 respectively compared with the same period last year, and in Guangzhou it decreased by 76,500. Beijing has experienced negative growth in its permanent population for 6 consecutive years, with the largest population decrease in 2022, reaching 43,000. The Yangtze River Delta and Pearl River Delta grapple with population pressure. It's not just first-tier cities that suffer from sluggish population growth. China's most economically developed Yangtze River Delta and Pearl River Delta are also facing population pressure. In 2022, the population of the 9 cities in the Pearl River Delta, except Zhuhai, all showed negative growth. Among them, Dongguan, known as the World Factory, saw a population decrease of nearly 100,000. The increase in the permanent population of the Yangtze River Delta in 2022 fell below 1 million for the first time in 10 years, with an increase of only 474,600. After a decrease of 298,400 people in Beijing, Tianjin and Hebei in 2021, the scale of population loss further expanded in 2022, reaching 423,000. Among them, Tianjin had a net population decrease of 100,000 for 2 consecutive years. After Hebei lost 158,400 people in 2021, the loss reached 280,000 in 2022. 50 kindergartens in China's most populous county closed. As the population shrinks, more and more kindergartens are closing. In 2022, the total number of kindergartens nationwide decreased by 5,610 compared with 2021. As previously reported, on November 19, news of the closure of 50 private kindergartens in Linquan County, Fuyang City, Anhui Province, China's most populous county, became a hot search topic. Linquan County had a registered population of 2.293 million in 2022. Data from February this year show that there were 58,243 children in kindergartens in the county in 2023, a decrease of 9.2% from the previous year. This is the fourth consecutive year of decrease, and the decline sharply increased. Furthermore, in Haikou City, the annual inspection of private kindergartens has recently concluded, indicating that a total of 33 kindergartens will cease operations, accounting for 6.4% of the city's total number of private kindergartens. In September, 17 kindergartens in the Longhai district of Zhangzhou City terminated their operations, representing 7.8% of the total number of kindergartens in the district for the year 2022. Additionally, 6 kindergartens in Ruian City, under the jurisdiction of Wenzhou City, have recently ceased operations. Xia Jing, a member of the China Preschool Education Research Association, stated in February of this year, the first wave of kindergarten closures has arrived. She added, it will become increasingly difficult in the future. In the group of kindergarten principals, since last year, there have been frequent instances of kindergartens selling batches of desks, chairs, and benches. Many principals are still struggling, but the trend of closures is irreversible. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. If you find the information helpful, please share this video with a friend to watch together. This will be a great source of motivation for our team to produce more and more quality and reliable videos. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths. Thank you for tuning in.